Hello, everyone. My name is Nitesh Khetarpal, and I'm going to be sharing with you my findings of the evolving communication strategies in maintaining reputation. What's in a name is a famous quote by Shakespeare that is commonly asked by many people, when in reality, a name in itself can imply so much. It truly is not about the name, but what the name entails in terms of their history, their attributes, and the discernment of others concerning the name. In other words, it's all about the reputation preceding any organization, company, firm, or an entity. Now, reputation can be defined as an evaluation that reflects stakeholder beliefs about or perceptions of an entity's nature, behavior, accumulated from the past to the present. Organizations then should utilize strategic communication tools such as positive media presence, acknowledgement of corporate social responsibility, and employee engagement as a means to maintain or enrich their reputation, regardless of impending crises. Now, to begin with, maintaining a built reputation or advancing a new organization reputation is at a loss without positive media presence. And when talking about media in general, it's really important to find the best that works for that organization. Undoubtedly, the use of social media has become a leading instrument in how organizations can administer their reputation. There are countless platforms that have been created for billions of people to communicate worldwide and are now also a communication tool for organizations of any dimension to retain. Now, there also needs to be reasonable censoring through constant communication to manage the integrity of an organization. And social media is then great for dialogue strategy. So one can quickly and specifically share information between the firm and the key stakeholders who want answers or have opinions that need to be influenced. Our organizations then have the capacity to create competitive advantage by socializing its constituents to its own culture and can communicate and can use communication strategy to form long-term relationships with the constituents who shape the organization's image and reputation. Now, in this age of social media and a broader digital existence, there are so-called influencers who have millions of followers on particular, if not all, platforms through which these influencers share content. And this content can range from dancing on TikTok to showcasing makeup tutorials on YouTube, but they all derive from a creative and entertaining position. These influencers have large numbers of followers that are then measured in terms of their validity and their reliability. There are four reputational dimensions that are outlined, which include communication skills, influence, authenticity, and expertise. An influencer's weight can only be so impactful if they have genuine expertise, knowledge, or previous self consumption of what they share uniquely or authentically on these platforms, that then can ultimately build a credible reputation. Companies can essentially go through top influencers that could effectively sway their millions of listeners to form an appropriate perception of the company. The influencer's reputation is tied to the reputation of the company. And so, if the reputation of the influencer is good, then the overall reputation of the company is also perceived in good standing. Traditional news media outlets have positive correlations to evaluations of the audience. Now, regardless, though, there are implications that could be better to reach out to more people in real time through social media platforms. Another necessary communication strategic tool that would bring upon worthy reputational advantage is through the practice of corporate social responsibility by an organization. The CSR is believed to be an ongoing progression of past communication strategies which go beyond the framework of just making profits for a company. Now, the CSR is described as multifaceted because of the diverse definitions that have been given to this concept. The responsibility doesn't just go geared towards environmental initiatives, but also about understanding what is happening in society today that requires our attention. For example, we have United Airlines that announced in December 2020 that they will go 100% greener by 2050. And so, United and its CEO uphold a first mover status by introducing a new sustainable idea to the market amongst all these other airlines, which in turn assists the growth of the reputation of the corporation. Also, in an attempt to make the right CSR decisions, an organization should be aware of what their competitors are doing and be aware of their current societal expectations. Going forward with an initiative that is considered progressive in America could feasibly be viewed as against cultural norms, by stakeholders in another part of the world. And last, but not the least important, organizational reputation starts from within the organization itself. Therefore, employee engagement is a fundamental tool in keeping reputation in check during times of crises or to completely avoid possible crises. Employees are empowered to help helpful ideas that can ignite advancement and facilitate decision making, which is defined as having an employee voice behavior. And so, constructive voice behavior is when employees can aid in crisis management through consideration of their own perceptions or the overall affairs of the organizations they work for. Keeping in mind two communication timing strategies are stealing thunder and the accommodative response. It's been determined that employees are more likely to make use of the stealing thunder strategy to preemptively share honest information with the stakeholders with whom they are in communication with. Through all this information, it's important to keep in mind that when stakeholders view their employers or the whole firm as likable compared to other firms in that same field, then there is greater positive reputation. In many ways, employees are brand ambassadors for the organization they work for because they know of the organization's activities firsthand and can become the face of the organization in front of other relevant stakeholders. When employees see their employers or the whole organization with having a good reputation, then they would actively participate in the protection of that very reputation from any urgent predicaments. So, if the communication practitioners of an organization disclose any wrongdoings, then employees are likely to positively find a solution to that issue in a partnership with that organization. All in all, reputation management is an inevitable reaction to an organization's regardless of size and agenda. Thus, organizations would have a competitive advantage and the ability to cushion crises, to conserve and enhance their reputation via strategic communication tools, especially constructive media output, corporate social responsibility, adherence, and inclusive employee participation. Without these dynamic tools that are within reach of corporations, organizations, and even individuals, a name would cease to exist as a result of diminishing reputation.